We cannot just give information just like that. You must, if you look at the enactment, you must tell us why you need the information. It can be for, for study. It can be for, because you're affected by certain developments and certain decisions. So I think the whole point is, we want to give access to people to the information that would affect them. We have suggested to the select committee that it must be nominal. It should not cost more than the actual cost of producing that information. Of course, for example, and this is one extreme example, suddenly they want us to give them information on pH level all along Sungai Selangor. I mean, we cannot charge RM1 for that work, especially when we don't have that information. So then we would have to tell them, okay, this is how much it costs. Then we'll make it nominal. We're not going to charge a few thousand ringgit. Some information could actually be viewed for free, because you can just retrieve it from the archives. The information should already be there.
Okay.
So we assume that the information is there. So, but if the information is not there, it will be informed to the applicant. Then the applicant would write, can you please get me the information? So then they will send an officer, and they will spend 3 to 5 months to test pH level. This is an example. And then they'll come back, and then so it could take some time. So there may be some. It'll be a little bit costlier than, say, photocopying. I think everyone has been forewarned. We have informed them from very, very early on that we are keen. The first instance was, sometime in 2009, early 2009. They know that we've been talking about freedom of information. In fact, we've been trying to table the draft, the bill, but we took it back because we had to do more work on it. So we've been trying to do that since last year. What needs to be done from now, while the select committee is sitting, and then they will also do their study, and they'll provide best practices, perhaps even amend the law, the enactment, is that we have to start preparing and educating civil servants how to deal with people who are asking for information. So there will be a series of training, and preparation, and also even interpersonal skills. But in the end, also we have to wait to see if there will be a big change or a lot of amendments in the bill. We assume that at the very latest, if the select committee feels that it has a lot of work to do and that they need a lot of time, then quite likely the third reading will be they will present it to the House next year in March, and then the third reading will go on, and then we will pass the law. So March, and then we add another 3 months for it to be enforced. So sometime in June, July, sometime in way back in 2006, 2007, a coalition of NGOs had already gotten together. It included Center for Independent Journalism, Swaram, Hakim, which is the National Human Rights Society, and a few other associations and NGOs. They got together, and together with Article 19, which campaigns on freedom of expression and information around the world, to start a project on the possibility of having a freedom of information law in Malaysia. So it started from there, and at the time I was also part of that process. I was in Hakim and Swaram. So they came up with a draft law, which they wanted to propose to the Kelantan state government. But actually the law in itself still needed a lot of work. So during that time, we also met you know, the Bar Council and CIJ and all the NGOs, we had a discussion with Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim. And that time he was not a MP or a State Assemblyman or Menteri Besar. That time he was the Treasurer General of Parti Keadilan Rakyat, and he was very keen. And he had a copy of it. He wanted to. He said, you know, if we have a chance, we should implement this. You're right. We can list down what are vexatious, what's repetitive, what is unreasonable. And I would. I'm trying to give an example. I mean, it's like, okay, you know, we. Could be, okay, applicant A writes to our office to get information on dengue deaths. And I keep telling them, I'm not in charge of health. I'm not in charge of Aedes mosquitoes. Please write to YB Dr. Xavier. They keep writing to me, keep writing to me. So then I can ignore that request after maybe the third letter.